if you want to become financially free and you want to make $10,000 a month for the rest of your life, every single month, then this is the video for you. I promise you, it's not on your algorithm or your YouTube feed by accident. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to think like a billionaire, but more importantly, I'm going to be talking about two concepts that I learned from billionaires. One of them I learned from a billionaire called Prince. I met him in real life at a networking event where I had lunch with Jordan Belfort. He actually has multiple billions, and on top of that as well, he's running to be the president of the country Ghana. And on top of that as well, I'm going to be talking about another concept I learned from the entrepreneur Jeff Bezos. Okay, I learned this one online, and after implementing these two into my life, I promise you my life has changed significantly. It's given me a sense of urgency, but it's also helped me when it comes to decision making. Okay, so I'm probably going to title this video something about how thinking like a billionaire made me financially free, and how this will make you financially free too. Okay, so just give me 5 minutes. Fuck the hot tour girl, fuck all the meme coins, fuck all the things that are giving you brain rot and trying to steal your attention. After all, we live in the attention economy. Pay attention to me and I promise you, you will become richer. In this video, I have nothing to sell to you. There's nothing to pitch. Like, of course I do sell things, but I'm not going to be doing that in this video. All I want to do is I want to educate you and help you become financially free. So the concept that this billionaire Prince taught me, okay? So I'm gonna write Prince. I think this is his nickname, to be honest, okay? But Prince, he said, let's assume the average life expectancy is 70 years, okay? And I'm hoping that the camera angle is good enough, okay? Because I don't really do this to make money, but I'm doing this for fun, okay? So he said, let's assume the average life expectancy is 70 years. You spend five years as a baby, okay? And you spend 5 years old and crippled. So when you have 5 years as a baby, you can't really count those as years in life because you don't really have consciousness, okay? You can't really do anything. You don't know how to think. You don't know how to feel. You don't know how to actually act. And on top of that as well, your last 5 years, you can't really do much, okay? Your health goes down, you become ill, you become crippled. And again, you're not as productive as you could be. So immediately what this leaves you with 60 years left. Okay, now let's assume you want to be a healthy human being and you sleep 8 hours every single night. Okay, so there's 8 hours out of the 24 hours in a day. That means you're sleeping 1/3 of your life. So this actually leaves you with 40 years left. Okay, because if you take 1/3 of 60, that's 20, and you take it off, you only have 40 years left because you're sleeping 20 hours of your life. Now, do you actually have 40 hours? Well, 40 years, sorry. Well, no, you actually don't, because he says something crazy, and that you spend 18 in education, okay? So pretend that says education, okay? I know my handwriting's fucked, but if you're one of those guys who's gonna bitch about someone's handwriting, have fun staying poor, bro. Go look at your English teacher's handwriting, you know? Maybe you learn something from that loser. But overall, 40 years, you spend 18 years in education. So this leaves you with 22 years left, okay? Meaning life is only 22 years of living. You are only going to live for 22 years. Like, yes, theoretically, you could say the average life expectancy is 70, but remember, you spend the first 5 as a baby and you can't do anything. You spend the last 5 old and disabled. So that's 10 gone. And then you sleep 1/3 of your life and there's 40, but you spend the first 18 years in education, or even 21 years. This leaves you with 22 years left to live. That is how short life is. And honestly, he didn't give a moral of the story, but the moral of the story that I extrapolated from what he said was, fuck, life is short. I better start taking risks, because if I don't take risks, I'm going to be depressed. And if I don't take risks, I'm going to be just living a shit life. Like, is there even any point in living if you can't do things in this world? The way I see it is, God has put us on this planet and we can pretty much do anything, man. It's like a simulation, okay? It's like a video game. It's like GTA Online, okay? But you can actually do meaningful things. So this is the first thing that I learned from the billionaire called Prince, okay? And this changed my life. When I realized we have 22 short years on this world, that's when I was like, holy shit. It's time to put my foot on the gas. It's time to work harder. So that's the first thing that I learned. Now, I want to talk about the second thing I learned, and this is from Jeff Bezos, okay? So let me just wipe the board. Man, I can just feel that some people are clicked off at this point. I can just feel it. They don't have the fucking attention span in their short 22 years to learn something important that's actually going to change their life. Okay, that's the state of some people. But anyway, the next thing, it's called the regret. Regret, again, pretend that says regret. Minimization framework. Okay, and this is from Jeff Bezos. Okay, so this is like the owner of Amazon. Okay, so the regret minimization framework is founded pretty much by Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. And in this framework, he talks about you always want to make a decision that will give you the least regret, even if it doesn't work out in the end. So for example, Jeff Bezos, he was talking about how he had a corporate job. I don't know the exact job, but I think it was something to do with stocks or some shit like that. And he went to his boss one day and he said to his boss, listen, I want to quit my job and I want to start this business that I have an idea for. It's called Amazon. I'm going to sell books online. And his boss said to him, let's go for a walk. And he took him on the walk and he said to him, look, that's a great business and you could pursue it. But the only thing is, you're 40 or you're some like older age, and why take that risk when you have this consistent income? But then Jeff Bezos thought about it. If he was 70 years old or he was 80 years old on his deathbed, what would he regret more? Quit his job and try to start this business and it failed? Or seeing the internet blow up and knowing that he didn't ever try this and potentially seeing someone else start the business that he could have started? And of course, the one he'd regret the most is having not tried. So Jeff Bezos made the decision there and then to quit his job. And this is a decision that I made as well after hearing this. When I was around 18 years old, I just turned 19, I got a job in a warehouse and I was working 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week, and it was a 1-hour commute there, 1-hour commute back. So I was working like 15, 16 hours a day overall. And this was 6 days a week. I'd come home, my feet would hurt. And yes, the consistent income was nice for me, having just like dropped out of school and I needed some money in the bank to actually eat food. But I was like, I don't want to do this forever. So I quit the job and I decided to start my first business, which was a social media marketing agency. That business failed. But looking back, I have no regret, because at least I know I tried, and of course now I'm financially free. And the only reason I was able to become financially free was by failing that business model. I learned so many lessons that allowed me to actually succeed in this business model. In fact, in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill says there's no such thing as failure. There's only such thing as temporary defeat. And with every temporary defeat comes equal or greater benefit. So all of the failures I had from leaving that job, being humiliated by failing a business and having to go onto universal credit, government welfare, then having to get another job, all of the lessons I learned from that allowed me to finally succeed in the next business. Yeah, all the people around me were laughing, but guess who's laughing now, motherfucker? So those are just 2 principles I wanted to share. And if you think like a billionaire and you implement these 2 things into your life, the first one that Prince spoke about, which is how life is actually short, that will give you a sense of urgency. And again, the Jeff Bezos thing, it will help you make decisions and help you take risks. One of the best risks I ever took was investing into mentorship. I've spent tens of thousands of pounds, not even dollars, tens of thousands of pounds into mentorship. Going to Vegas to be mentored by like Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens. And on top of that as well, learning from Jordan Belfort, learning from Russell Brunson, learning from all these people about how to make money online. All of it kicked off in the end. And I told myself, okay, I could lose tens of thousands of pounds and potentially, have to just keep running my business and make that money back. But the upside would be I would become extremely rich. I'd become extremely financially free. And that's exactly what it allowed me to do, okay? So the 2 frameworks from Prince: life is short. You have about 19 to 22 years on this planet. And on top of that as well, the regret minimization framework by Jeff Bezos. Implement these 2. Comment down below what you think of these. And with that said, follow me on Instagram if you want to learn more from me. And you can also DM me the word close friends on Instagram. And I'll add you to my close friends story where I post business advice. But of course, you have to be following me. Like some dickheads have been messaging me close friends. They don't even follow me. If you don't respect me enough to follow me, then I don't want to give you free advice, okay? So follow me on Instagram, message me close friends, leave your comments below and subscribe. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one.